One of the most mysterious and eerie true stories is that of the Dyatlov Pass Incident. This event, which took place in 1959 in the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia, remains one of the most baffling, unsolved mysteries in modern history. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. In January 1959, a group of 9 experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, led by Igor Dyatlov, set out on an expedition to reach the peak of Otor-10, a mountain in the northern Urals. The group consisted of 7 men and 2 women, all in their early 20s. They were well prepared and had successfully completed similar challenging treks before. However, they would never return from this journey. On February 1st, the group set up camp on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, a mountain whose name means Dead Mountain in the local Mansi language. For reasons that remain unclear, the hikers decided to pitch their tent on an exposed slope rather than in a more sheltered area. That night, something went terribly wrong. When the group failed to send a scheduled telegram from their next destination, a search and rescue operation was launched. On February 26th, rescuers finally found the group's tent, but what they discovered only deepened the mystery. The tent was found torn open from the inside, with all the hikers' belongings, including their shoes, left behind. Footprints, some barefoot, led from the tent into the snow, but stopped after about 500 meters. Over the next few months, the bodies of the hikers were found in various locations, some near the edge of a forest and others buried under several meters of snow. The first 2 bodies were found under a large cedar tree, dressed only in their underwear, with the remains of a small fire nearby. The others were found at different distances from the tree, some in positions that suggested they had been trying to return to the tent. The autopsies revealed more bizarre details. Some of the hikers had suffered severe injuries. 2 had fractured skulls, and 2 others had chest injuries so severe that experts compared them to the kind of trauma experienced in a car crash. One woman was missing her tongue, eyes, and part of her lips, but there were no external wounds that could explain these injuries. Additionally, some of the clothing found on the bodies was found to be highly radioactive. The official Soviet investigation concluded that the hikers had died due to a compelling natural force, but what that force was remains unknown. Various theories have been proposed over the years, ranging from an avalanche or a sudden snowstorm to more outlandish explanations like secret military experiments, alien encounters, or a Yeti attack. However, none of these theories fully account for the strange circumstances surrounding the incident. In recent years, new investigations and research have suggested that a rare type of avalanche known as a slab avalanche might have been responsible. However, this explanation still doesn't account for the severe internal injuries, the missing body parts, or the radiation. To this day, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most enduring and chilling mysteries in history, leaving us with more questions than answers. The group's background and preparation. The 9 hikers were highly experienced and well prepared for the conditions they were facing. Most were students or graduates of the Ural Polytechnical Institute, and they had achieved Grade 2 hiking certification, which was just 1 level below the highest possible in the Soviet Union. They were familiar with the harsh environment of the Ural Mountains and knew how to handle extreme weather conditions. This makes their tragic fate even more baffling. The condition of the body's internal injuries. As mentioned earlier, some of the hikers had sustained severe internal injuries. What's particularly strange is that there were no external wounds to explain these injuries. The force required to cause such trauma was described by experts as being akin to that of a car accident, yet there were no signs of a struggle or impact that could have caused this level of damage. Missing tongue and eyes. One of the most disturbing details involves Lyudmila Dubinina, whose body was found with her tongue missing. In addition, her eyes, part of her lips, and some facial tissue were also gone. The missing tongue and eyes led to wild speculation, with some suggesting that animals might have scavenged the body after death. But the circumstances remain mysterious. Strange behavior before death. The behavior of the hikers in their final moments was peculiar. The fact that they fled their tent, tearing it open from the inside and leaving behind their clothes and shoes, suggests they were in a state of extreme panic. Yet they chose to flee into the harsh, freezing environment with little to no protection. Some bodies were found wearing clothes that belonged to other members of the group, as if they had tried to scavenge whatever they could to stay warm, even though it was clear that their chances of survival in those conditions were slim. The radioactivity. The discovery of radioactive traces on some of the hikers' clothing has fueled speculation about secret military testing or other unusual circumstances. Soviet authorities were known to conduct secret experiments in remote areas, and some have theorized that the group may have stumbled upon something they weren't supposed to see, leading to their deaths. However, the source of the radiation has never been definitively explained. Theories and speculations. Avalanche theory. The most widely accepted theory today is that a rare type of avalanche, known as a slab avalanche, might have caused the hikers to panic and flee their tent. In this scenario, a large slab of snow could have shifted above their camp, causing a sudden and powerful impact. This could explain the internal injuries and the desperate flight from the tent. However, critics of this theory point out that the slope of the mountain wasn't steep enough to produce such an avalanche, and no clear signs of one were found. Military experiments. Another theory suggests that the hikers might have been accidental witnesses to secret military tests, possibly involving parachute mines or other experimental weapons. This could explain the strange injuries and the radioactivity, as well as the hasty cover-up by Soviet authorities. However, there is no solid evidence to support this theory. Paranormal and supernatural theories. Over the years, some have speculated about more outlandish causes, including UFOs, Yeti attacks, or even psychological factors leading to group hysteria. These theories, while intriguing, lack any real evidence and are generally considered fringe explanations. Soviet cover-up. The investigation into the incident was shrouded in secrecy. The official conclusion was vague, and many key documents were classified for years. The area was even closed off to hikers and outdoor enthusiasts for several years after the incident, which only fueled speculation that the Soviet government was hiding something. Some witnesses also reported seeing strange orange spheres in the sky around the time of the incident, which has been linked to the military testing theory. Recent developments. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the investigation into the Dyatlov Pass Incident, focusing primarily on the avalanche theory. In 2020, the official conclusion was that an avalanche caused the hikers' deaths, but many experts and members of the public remain unconvinced. The case continues to be the subject of books, documentaries, and endless debate among those fascinated by its unresolved mysteries. Despite the numerous theories and investigations, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most enigmatic and chilling events of the 20th century. The combination of bizarre circumstances, unexplained injuries, and the remote, inhospitable location has ensured that the mystery endures, leaving a haunting legacy that still fascinates and terrifies. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is a story rich with strange details and unsettling clues. Here are some additional aspects that contribute to its enduring mystery. The missing 10th hiker. Originally, the group consisted of 10 people. The 10th hiker, Yuri Yudin, fell ill early in the trek and had to turn back. His decision likely saved his life, as he was the only one from the group who survived. Yudin later said that the people who died were some of his closest friends, and that he was haunted for the rest of his life by the mystery of what happened to them. The strange camera. A few cameras were recovered from the site, but one camera in particular, which belonged to Semyon Zolotaryov, was not initially documented by the search team. This camera was found much later and contained photos that were either damaged or showed nothing conclusive. However, one of the last photographs taken shows a blurry image of what appears to be a light source in the sky. Some speculate this could be evidence of a military flare, while others think it might show something more mysterious. The Mansi tribe. The area where the incident occurred was traditionally inhabited by the indigenous Mansi people, a small ethnic group known for their deep connection to the land and its spirits. Some early theories suggested that the hikers might have angered the Mansi by trespassing on sacred ground, leading to an attack. However, there was no evidence of a struggle with the Mansi, and they were eventually ruled out as suspects. The Mansi themselves were involved in the search efforts and provided valuable assistance to the rescue teams. If you like the movie you are watching, I will be very grateful if you leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. The search party's findings. When the search party reached the site, they found the tent half buried in snow. The tent had been slashed open from the inside, which suggested that the hikers had desperately tried to escape something. Near the tent, they found footprints leading away into the wilderness, which seemed to indicate that the group had fled barefoot or in socks. This is one of the most perplexing aspects of the case because the temperatures that night were estimated to be around -30 degrees Celsius, -22 degrees Fahrenheit. The rust-red hue of the bodies. When the bodies were recovered, several of them had a peculiar rust-red or orange hue to their skin, which led to speculation about radiation poisoning or some other toxic exposure. Combined with the discovery of radioactive traces on their clothing, this added to the mystery. Some researchers suggest that the discoloration might have been caused by natural processes such as cold weather or prolonged exposure to the elements, but the exact cause is still debated. Theories of infrasound. One of the more scientific theories involves infrasound, which refers to sound waves below the range of human hearing. According to this theory, the particular topography of the mountain might have created a phenomenon known as the Kármán vortex street, where winds could generate low-frequency sound waves that induce feelings of fear and panic in humans. The theory posits that the hikers could have been affected by infrasound, causing them to flee the tent in a state of irrational terror. The aftermath and re-investigation. After the bodies were found, the Soviet government conducted a hasty investigation and closed the case quickly, citing an unknown compelling force as the cause of death. However, in 2019, after decades of speculation and public interest, Russian authorities reopened the investigation. In 2020, they concluded that a small avalanche or snow slab caused the deaths, and that the hikers' behavior was a rational response to their dire situation. This official conclusion has done little to dispel the mystery. Many believe the investigation was intended to provide closure rather than uncover the truth. The unexplained injuries, the missing body parts, the radiation, and the seemingly irrational actions of the hikers have led many to remain skeptical of the official explanation. Cultural impact. The Dyatlov Pass Incident has become deeply ingrained in Russian folklore and popular culture. It has inspired numerous books, films, documentaries, and even video games. The case's eerie details and unresolved questions continue to fuel speculation and debate. In fact, the pass itself was renamed Dyatlov Pass in honor of the group's leader, Igor Dyatlov. In recent years, the case has gained international attention, with new theories and investigations emerging from time to time. Despite the passage of time and numerous attempts to explain what happened, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most chilling and enigmatic mysteries in modern history. The unanswered questions continue to haunt those who delve into the details, and the story of those 9 hikers lost in the Ural Mountains endures as a cautionary tale of the unknown dangers that can lurk in the wild.